multi-leaders. Multi-leaders are a good way to annotate our drawings, to draw attention and create a notation to a specific point on your drawing. If you wanted to add more detail that maybe can't be captured by just dimensions and lines, or to clarify some particular detail. So first of all, to create a multi-leader, you can hit this little button here, the leader, or you can use the shortcut MLeader, or just ML for short, or you can go to the annotation tab and hit multi-leader. Now, if you're like me, currently using the default settings for AutoCAD, if I start creating a multi-leader now and put my text in here, text, you're going to notice, where's my text gone? It's just really small. The default in here, it's set to, I think, 0.18 millimeters high, which is absolutely tiny and not really usable for anything. So I'm going to help create a style, show you how to set that up so that you can make your drawings clear for all different scales of drawing. So to do that, first of all, we go into the annotation section and hit multi-leader style, or MLeader style if you want to type it out. So from here you can see KB 1 to 10 is the one that I prepared earlier. Standard is the default AutoCAD multi-leader size. So we're going to create a new 1-to-1 based on that standard. So I'm going to call it NM 1-to-1. We're going to start by using the standard as the base, and then we're going to modify that. First, we're going to go into content, start off by modifying the text height, and we're going to set that to 2.5 millimeters high, which is a standard drafting height for text on drawings. Most of this I'll keep the same. This is just the font. Text angle, I would usually keep it at horizontal. For the text color, I'm just going to leave that as it is as well. For the landing gap, this is the distance between the landing line and the text. So this I'm going to set to 1. For the leader structure, I'm going to leave maximum leader points as 2. And I'm going to set the landing distance as 1.5. So that's the length of that first straight line before the arrow line comes off. Important for now to keep the scale as 1, because that's the scale that we're going to use to create the other styles. For the arrowhead, I'm going to make it the same as the text height, and for the break size, I'm going to put that as 1.5, a little bit less than the height of the text. The break height is when your multi-leader line crosses a dimension. It should create a break in the line to make your drawings more clear. This hasn't updated, that's just because it hasn't saved. There's a bit of a glitch, but now you see I reopen it. This is how my multi-leader should look. Okay. Now, if I change the style of this multi-leader from standard to 1-to-1, you'll see that's a little bit more readable. But that's still going to be too small for my viewports here. This viewport is 1-to-2 scale, and this one is 1-to-5. So in order to set up my scale of my multi-leaders, I'm going to go back into the multi-leader style manager, and I'm going to create a new style starting with NM 1-to-1, and I'm going to call this one 1-to-2, and then we're just going to go into that leader structure, specify the scale as 2, and hit OK, and then I'm going to do the same again and call this 1-to-5, and once again I'll just set the scale of this one to 5. Now I'm going to change the style of this multi-leader to 1 to 2. I'll get rid of this one so that it's not confusing, and then we can see in this viewport, which is scaled at 1 to 2, this text height should now be 2.5 millimeters. Going back into the model space, once again, if I change this to 1 to 5 and move back into the paper space, in this scaled 1 to 5 viewport, this text is now 2.5 millimeters. So I tend to create a load of styles for the most commonly used scales in the drawings that I create. So for me, most commonly used are 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 5, and 1 to 10. So I create styles that match those, and that's all I really need to do. I'm also going to show you how to create an annotative multi-leader, which is quite good for if you are creating section views, etc. So we're going to create another style based on the 1 to 1 that we created earlier. I'm going to call this AN and hit annotative there. Then under content, I'm going to change from text to block. AutoCAD already contains some specific shapes that you can use, or you can create your own block, but for now I'm just going to use a circle. I'm going to leave the scale as 1 to 1 again, and all of the other details should be able to remain the same for now. Now, making sure I have this one selected, I'm going to type ML for multi-leader, and it's going to ask me what scale I want this multi-leader to be at. So I have a viewport window at 1 to 2, so for now I'm just going to use 1 to 2. Same as before, tag number 1, this might refer to a table with a bill of materials or something like that. So this is quite easy to open and modify if I decide it needs to be number 2, for example. One thing to add, each multi-leader can have extra leader lines if required. So select the multi-leader in question, come to add leader, and click wherever you need. The same in reverse. If I click the multi-leader, click remove leader, and I want to get rid of this one, then press enter to remove that arrow. I hope that's clear. Let me know if there's anything else you want to hear about. Otherwise, see you in the next video.